Budweiser's weekday sports beat with IrishBreakdown.com continues. Thanks to Brian Driscoll jumping in, talking a little Notre Dame football recruiting in the first segment of the show. We've got more Notre Dame football talk coming up in a little bit, rapid fire and more. Jesse Stiers is going to join me. The YouTube chat has just devolved into a string of Caddyshack quotes in here. It's easy to grin when your ship comes in and you've got the stock market beat. But anyway, we're going to talk a little Notre Dame women's basketball right now. I've got an interview coming up with Leah Macy. We're still a couple months away. They just released their schedule this week for the upcoming season. They'll play their exhibition game against Purdue Northwest on October 30th. They open the season November 5th against Fairleigh Dickinson. All home games in the month of November, 6 including the exhibition game and also including USC. They'll host USC, the Juju Watkins-less USC Women of Troy on November 21st, but they don't play their first home game or a road game rather until December 4th when they go to Ole Miss for the ACC SEC Challenge, and then they'll open ACC play at Florida State on December 7th. And then and this is out of Notre Dame's control because it's ACC schedule. New Year's Day at Georgia Tech. New Year's Day games. That is not fun. That is not fun at all. But hey, you do what you got to do. Again, we've got more Notre Dame football talk coming up in a little bit, but let's catch up right now with Notre Dame women's basketball freshman Leah Macy. We are joined by freshman forward Leah Macy from the Notre Dame women's basketball team. I don't want to put you on the spot, but you sound like me. It's like the weather's changing and fall is coming right now.
Like yeah, it's been wild this week. Like I've been here, all summer, and so the weather was nice, and then like school starts, and it's like an immediate change. So I was like, wow, like now I'm in like leggings and sweatshirts every day instead of shorts. So yeah, big change.
By the time we get our first football game next week, I'm sure it'll be back in the 80s or 90s. That's usually the way.
Or for like the concert tomorrow, like I was like, oh gosh, maybe I need a jacket. So yeah, it's gonna be a little chilly.
Are you and the team going to the concert?
Some of us are going, yeah. Some of us are going to the concert, which it's pretty cool that it's in the stadium and on campus. So it'll be fun. Kind of like I guess a pre-weekend before the football games start. So it'll be exciting.
Are you either a Shane Gillis or a country music fan in general?
I've actually seen Zach Bryan before, but I felt like it was just like a lot of people that I know, like some of my friends are also going that are on the basketball team. So I was like, yeah, I'll just go. I've never seen Shane before, but I've seen Zach Bryan before. So I was like, it won't hurt to go twice.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like you're a student at Notre Dame and you get an experience like that inside Notre Dame Stadium, right? So
I know, yeah, it's like, most colleges don't get that. So I think, I was like, yeah, definitely I'll go.
Why not? Well, you've been on campus now for a couple of months, and obviously the fall semester just got started. What's maybe the most kind of, along those lines? What's the most Notre Dame thing that you've done so far?
Ooh, I mean, I would just say like I love to go to the grotto quite often, like during the week. I know Kelly and I went to the Basilica Mass last Sunday, so I feel like just like that's a few Notre Dame things. Pretty busy with basketball most days, so some of the activities I don't get to do. But I definitely try to make time to go to the grotto a few times a week. On Sundays to start my week off right. So I would say, yeah, that's probably what I've done the most often.
Are you a football fan? Are you into football, or is it just kind of?
I am. I mean, I don't have any brothers, so I didn't really grow up, around football or anything. But yeah, I felt like it was always just sports is always on in my house at home. So it was football season, you kind of know it's fall and it was just nice. But I would always come on my visits up here and we would go to games. So I'm just kind of excited to like maybe like get into it and like actually have a team to cheer for. I feel like, that's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, again, like once you get into it, you're at Notre Dame. So it obviously becomes a big thing at this time of year. How many games did you go to? Do you remember the games you went to when you were being recruited?
I went to 2 games. I don't remember the specific games that I went to, but they did win both, which was nice. So it was
Eh,
a good environment. It was nice. And like our seats are so cool, for the men's and women's program. So it was always just so nice, to go on the field before as a recruit and then, get to sit like in the first two rows of the stadium. So it was
Yeah,
always fun with, the girls on the team. So now to be a player, it's like, oh yeah, like, I get to go to like all of them. So
it's just
that's
there. Yeah,
exciting too.
you're like right there by the tunnel
And
when
that,
the players come
yes.
out and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yep,
so cool.
exactly. Well, how's the start of your first semester in college gone so far?
Yeah. So like I said, I've actually been here since June. I've
Yeah,
only been home a few days and like family vacation. So I've been here for a little bit. Summer bridge program that I did was amazing. It was awesome. But definitely freshman semester, the actual school year is a lot different. I think, but the transition has been so easy, especially with the support I have, academically, athletically, and just the friendships I built this summer. So finally like getting started with everybody on campus has been great. Definitely super busy, but the people that I'm around, make it fun every day. So yeah, it's been a great transition. I feel like, Coach Ivy's like, I don't even look at you as a freshman because like I feel like, you just transition so easily. And you've been here for a little bit. So yeah, everybody's just great.
I mean, I know that you were a National Honor Society student in high school
Yes.
and that kind of stuff, but on a scale of I can't stand being in class to I just love being in like where do you fall on that scale of actually being in the classroom and doing that
Oh,
stuff?
I'm definitely in the classroom. Especially with the academic advisors they make us. But I definitely want to. I don't want to be a person that, just comes to college for sports because I think a big part of why I chose Notre Dame was that I could get best of both worlds here. The degree I'm going to get or earn here is something that other universities can't offer. And on top of that, the athletic program here that I'm a part of is just something special. But combining those two is such a dream. So I think just taking advantage of both and making sure that like I get the most out of the classroom that I can. So being present is big for me.
So I believe it's a business analytics major. Is that
Yeah,
right?
that's what I plan on doing. Yeah, I want to go into law. So that's kind of my
Oh,
pre-law track
okay.
that I'm thinking about taking.
Okay. So what's your course load look like right now? Are you taking anything specific to your major yet, or is it all just prereqs in first semester?
Yeah, so I actually got directly admitted into Mendoza, which some freshmen don't get directly admitted to. So thankfully, I get to take my math credit for calculus, and then I get to start my business foundation classes. So I'm taking my foundation of accounting this semester. Next semester will be one of the other business foundations. I believe there's six maybe that we have to complete. So thankfully, yeah, this first semester I kind of got to jump right in and get started with the business school, which is nice. So yeah, I like accounting. I've never done it before. I've never done anything like this. So it's different, but it definitely, gives me a feel for, maybe what I would like, what I don't like. So yeah, it's been good.
So is there a specific like particular kind of law that you're wanting to practice down the road
I
then?
think I want to go into sports law. I think,
Okay.
obviously with like the agents nowadays, like
Yeah.
agency signing kids, and NIL, I think it's just a huge, you know, part of law now. And I think being in sports and kind of being a part of that, I think I would have a little different, perspective on it. And I still want to be involved. I definitely want to play pro after college. But I know the ball is going to stop bouncing. So I think still being involved, I think dropping the sport or like sports at all would be really difficult. So trying to stay involved in any way.
Sure, sure. On down the road. Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, you had that knee injury at the end of your high school season.
Yeah.
So where are you, I guess, right now after going through all that?
Yeah, I think definitely there's no timeline on me. I'm gonna be 7 months here in a few days, but I had a few other things I had to go with or go through before or after my initial surgery. So I think right now just taking the time to build strength is huge. Coming back from multi-ligament injuries, the one that I'm facing. So I think just being in the weight room with Clive every day has been big for me. Our trainer Ann she's I mean helped me the past couple months, so much. So them too, just the support that I'm getting from them and they've always said there's no pressure on you to get back right now. There's no time, no rush. So yeah, I'm kind of just taking it day by day.
Are you pretty much pain free right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, just getting, movements back. Like I said, with, you have to get your quad, and your hamstring back. So that takes
Yeah.
time. You don't really realize, how many muscles you use, before like going through an injury like this, I guess. So, it's just like so many details and little things that it's just patience and time. So yeah, just I guess just being present, like I said again, and the support that everybody has given me in the program. I've never felt weight on me to, get back or pressure, which is really nice.
I think that patience that you talk about has got to be like the toughest thing for you because again,
Yeah.
it's like okay, you said you feel pain free, and maybe you get in a rush to feel like, oh, I could just do this now.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
like you said, working with the strength staff and the
Yeah.
athletic training staff, that's got to be key for you to
Hmm.
kind of tamp the brakes every now and then, huh?
Yeah, I think yeah, definitely like, surround yourself with people who want what's best for you. Before this, I think I was a really impatient person. So this, journey has definitely taught me that patience is key, which I think would be a life lesson, for my whole life and, the rest of my life. So yeah, definitely been a great lesson to take out of this.
So, you talked about that summer bridge program when you came to
Yeah.
campus, and obviously, going to class, but you're also on campus and working out with the team and stuff like that. So, how much how much like actual back because we would see you in some of those videos with the team, that they put out on social media and stuff like that. How much were you actually able to do on the court then, and how much are you actually, on the court being able to do stuff now?
Yeah, when I first got here in the summer, yeah, I could do some form shooting. Wasn't, able to do anything on the court besides that. Full weight room. I'm pretty much still the same right now. A few different changes. I've gotten stronger over the past few months. From the time I got here till now, the progress that I've made, has been insane and crazy. So, I'm so thankful for that. I think, just that comes from hard work, and, just being committed. So just staying like grounded in that, and continuing to do that, it's easy to, feel like I want to do something, like I want to be out there, and I really do. But I just know that like I just need to take my time. So yeah, I'm in the weight room right now.
Are you wearing like when you're doing that stuff? Are you wearing the brace? Not in the weight room, but like basketball stuff. Are you still like brace and stuff like that? Or
Yeah, no, I haven't been braced since since surgery.
wow,
Before like, some walking and stuff. But yeah, ever since I started lifting, no brace. Just getting stronger on your own. Just realizing that like before I hurt myself, I obviously was never in a brace. So coming back, feeling confident in that and trusting, that my work is going to get me back to where I was. I think, the brace is obviously like can be, I guess, a level of like trust for some people.
uh-huh.
But I just want to make sure that, I trust myself, realizing I don't need one.
So I know you said no timeline. Are you hopeful you're going to be able to play this season? Is it your goal to play this season, or is everything just sort of wait and see what happens right now?
Yeah, I would say, I would definitely love to play. But that's like, Coach Ivy has told me that, that's the last thing right now that I need to think about. Just because that can, mentally, mess you up.
Right.
Thinking about stuff like that, you won't focus on where you're at. So that's kind of in the back of my mind, but the last thing that I try to think about, just because I want to, I've said a million times, like be present, just like focusing on where I am and making the growth, in the, what work that I'm doing for the day, giving 110% to that workout, or that lift that I'm doing. So yeah, I mean, try not to think about it right now.
Are there any people, former players, like that maybe you've leaned on for advice, who have gone through this kind of thing? Have you had that kind of resource?
Yeah, I would say Darren Mabry reached out to me pretty early in the process,
Okay.
because I was able to come up here and actually get my surgery with the team surgeon. So I was still 4 months away from graduating high school, but they gave me
Yeah.
the opportunity to come up here, and I'm so grateful for that. But she reached out because obviously she went through a similar thing, and you don't know how this process is until you experience it. And so I would definitely, that meant a lot to me. But Coach Ivy and Coach Owens have been through this stuff as players themselves.
True.
And unfortunately, it's common in women's basketball. But I've definitely leaned on them, especially Coach Ivy, just because she has been through it, and she's seen it as a coach as well. So
Yeah.
she comes and sits in my lifts with me, and just gives me like kind words. So it's
She
nice.
sits in your lift. She's not out there lifting with you.
No, she does. She does. Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
does.
All right. How would you, for like when we do get to see you again in the future, how would you describe yourself, your game, to someone who hasn't been able to see you play yet?
Yeah, definitely fundamental, versatile, and I would say physicality are three words to describe it. I'm a very like fundamental. I have a lot of fundamentals. Let me just say
Okay.
that. I was
Okay.
probably trying to make up a word, but very grounded. Like in the basics of basketball. I think that's a big part of my game. And then I can play inside or out.
Yeah.
Which I think, can get you on the floor pretty easily. And, Coach Ivy loved that about my game. Another thing is, physicality. I don't shy away from being physical with, defenders or on defense. So, yeah, big parts of my games.
You've got a younger sister, Lauren, who plays
Yeah.
basketball as well. How competitive are you two with each other?
Yeah, we're really close. Yeah, me and Lauren, yeah, we're really, really close. She doesn't love basketball as much as I do, but I
Uh-oh.
think she works out with me so much, so she's grown her game so much, and we're just competitive people. So I think the workouts, she pushes me and I push her. I would say I like to push her buttons quite often, so it might get a little chippy, but yeah, we just like to push each other.
And you two played AAU basketball together the last few years as well,
Yeah.
right? Like what was it like kind of going through that, having your sister there kind of along the way?
Yeah, I would say besides AAU, like high school, we got to play 2 seasons together. So just being out there with her, she just working out all the time. She kind of knew me and I knew her, and so it was kind of like such a relationship that it was, you didn't have to speak about, unspoken. And I think defenders try to key on me so much, and she would get loose and she'd have big games with like 26 30 points, and I would just say I was always her biggest cheerleader. She cheers for me so much, and I'm so grateful for that. So just being there for her in those moments, and I'm so proud of her. So yeah, she works really hard.
I mean, it takes a lot of work, whether it's AAU or high school or whatever, to get to the point where you are right now, to have an opportunity, to
Yeah.
play at a place like
Hmm.
Notre Dame. Is there anyone maybe in particular that you get your work ethic from?
Yeah, I would say my papa. He definitely showed me what hard work was from a young age. He started his own business, and has done very well from that business. So I think he just showed me that if you just work hard for what you want, you can make something out of it. So sports, growing up was always a big part of my life. I played softball as well, which I also got that from him. So he just showed me, just work hard for what you want. And my family always uses the quote that like hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And I was obviously given the gift of talent, but I think hard work has taken me farther than talent ever has. So just staying with that quote, through my college years and my college career, and my career further down, after college. I just think, yeah, my papa definitely showed me what hard work was.
Yeah, your papa, is that your grandpa? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
okay?
that's my yeah,
All right, all right. Everyone's got different
yeah,
names, nicknames for their grandparents and stuff like
yeah.
that,
He
I guess.
likes
So,
papa, but yeah, my grandpa.
all right. Awesome. Awesome. Leah Macy, one of the newest members of the Notre Dame women's basketball team, on the road to recovery, and we wish you well and look forward to seeing you very soon, and hopefully out there back on the court very soon.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. That is Leah Macy. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, Jesse's going to join me. We've got rapid fire coming up, some Notre Dame football talk, the chat staying lively on the YouTube side. Or don't forget, you can always watch this show on either YouTube channel, Irish Breakdown or Sports Radio WSBT. More coming up, Budweiser's Weekday Sports Beat with IrishBreakdown.com.